I'm in labor, or at least I think I'm in labor. Got all kinds of feelings about it, and I'm just trying to manage one thought at a time. And the current thought I'm managing is pack your hospital bag. With the present travel restrictions and conditions of the world, I knew that my parents would not be able to be here for the birth of this baby. I have rallied the troops of friends who feel like family. We have a friend on standby. I'm not totally certain I'm in labor yet, but I'm gonna pack a bag just in case. I've had so many false starts and stops with labor with this baby. This sneaky little number 9 has been so sneaky. And so I'm gonna pack the bag and show you what I'm packing and then decide if I'm going to the hospital. Okay, in my hospital bag, I am bringing the cutest pair of slippers because it's just so nice. I like to change into my own clothes as soon as I'm able to. So I've got comfy clothing here. I've got my Metanoia Catholic journal and a pen because I just find these things super duper helpful. Just like, whoopsies, baby necessities. Like, look at this. Look how small this diaper is. And look how large these are. Gross. Anyway. Oh, can I bring you in my hospital bag? Okay. Can I bring you? Do you want to come to the hospital, Colleen? Yeah. Can I pack you in my bag? I don't think you'd have fun there. Okay, so I really like to smell good at the hospital. So I am bringing all the beauty counter things. Stuff for my feet, stuff for my face, stuff for my lips. I'm bringing it all. I am packing all the makeup because, I mean, you just feel better when... I feel better personally when I have a face of makeup and, you know, I just feel so much better. So we're gonna pack all the beauty counter necessities that exist. I am bringing to the hospital an extra long cell phone charger. I am bringing a pair of headphones. I am bringing my laptop in this cute, like, look how cute this case is. So cute. So the laptop is coming. I'm also going to bring my Deliverance Prayers book, which I pray every day. I'm going to bring the Willpower Advantage because I reference this a lot, like in my work and stuff. I just like to have this, I don't know, this is just like, I reference this book a lot, so that's coming to the hospital. I would typically bring a Magnificat, but I don't have the December copy, so I'll be using the one on my phone. So fun news, it's Christmas, as you can see behind me, and a neighbor just dropped by. All this, and Phoebe and Colleen are gonna help me eat it apparently. I was gonna bring this to the hospital as a snack for after I give birth, but maybe we'll have some now. Doesn't it look good? Yeah. So some instructions. So Mrs. Herrera is coming over and she's gonna stay overnight in our room. Okay. And so can everyone be really tonight? So can everyone be really helpful to her? So because Colleen and Phoebe might not know her, all the rest of you know her and are fine. But can you guys be very helpful to her and try your best to like clean up and everything and make her feel at home? So we decided to officially go because contractions are intense enough, and I just don't want a repeat of last time, which was showing up at the hospital at 10 centimeters. So we're going with enough time where I'm not driving, holding on to the sides of my car. It's a good thing we got gas, honey. Josh, how are you feeling?
I feel good.
Are you sure?
I never quite feel ready.
I mean, it's not like we haven't done this a few times. Yeah. But what is very different about this time is we're leaving with enough time. Yeah. Last time I gave birth, we left. I didn't realize I was in labor. I mean, I realized I was in labor, but I was in a pretty like yet again in denial that I was in labor. And so I left really late, so that by the time I got to the hospital, I was 10 centimeters, and it made for an incredibly uncomfortable ride. However,
Hellish.
it did... Hellish ride? But I will say that it taught me a thing or two about mindset, and I will link for you a podcast that I did all about how I was able to create the thoughts to keep me calm when I was contracting like at 10 centimeters. The other thing that's kind of interesting that I'm really curious about this time around is the last time I gave birth, I was not a trained mindset coach. I got my training in Catholic mindset coaching with my dear friends, the Ingolds at Metanoia Catholic, and it's a really beautiful, unique lens on coaching and mindset, completely in line with Catholic anthropology, where you're relying, yes, on your thoughts, which then create feelings, which then produce actions and results, but you're also relying a lot on virtue. And I really just like the journey for me over the last few years, the last 2 years specifically, has been about ensuring that that virtue is always present in whatever coaching I'm doing. So it's going to be really interesting this time around. Last time, so 2 years ago, I was kind of borrowing the thoughts of other people. I was borrowing the thoughts of my friends who always gave birth naturally or gave birth at home. They would say things like, it's not pain, it's pressure. And those kinds of things were really helpful, but it's going to be really interesting to manage fear and fear of like the hospital and the hospital experience now as a trained mindset coach. And one thing I didn't do for this baby that I wanted to do, but I guess I could do on the ride, is I wanted to prepare for the thoughts that would come, because that's what's so interesting. You can actually anticipate if you know you're going to be nervous. So for example, one thing I'm nervous about is the COVID experience. What if I have COVID? What if I catch COVID? What if my husband has COVID and can't come with me? You know, all those kinds of things. Again, we just tested ourselves, so I'm not worried necessarily about us being separated or anything like that. But what if, since we tested, you know, we get it? You can actually prepare thoughts to help you manage fear. Because the thing that I've just become so convicted around is just how much agency we have in things like anxiety and fear, how we can truly come up with the thought and then pray for the virtue that will help calm nerves, that will help remain present, that will produce more helpful thoughts than harmful thoughts, while going through something that does require some physical pain or pressure, whatever you want to call it, as well as the uncertainty with giving birth in a time like we are in. So that's going to be really interesting to reflect on. I plan to give birth naturally if I can, utilizing all this mindset training, and so we'll see what happens. Okay, we made it to the hospital. I'm really excited to come back with another video. Come back, click here to find out if baby number 9 is the tiebreaker baby, if it's a boy or a girl. Tiebreaker time. I also have no name still. So come back to find out what we name this baby. And I'd just be so grateful for your prayers. Please keep them coming if you would be so kind, if you're the praying type. I just really I'm putting all of this in God's most trusting, wonderful hands.